way back there with me. If he's doing that to you, bro, come January 31st.
He's gonna do the tactics. They do some weird kind of. Will it bother me? No, but what I really do want, I want the judges to pay attention to the actual who's landing what, instead of there's all that.
Now that was good to say, because he started doing that after the uppercut.
Yeah. I'm waiting for my entire life. I didn't have to make this fight. This fight, I could have just stayed at 135 pounds, sat comfortable at 35. I don't fighter at 135 can beat me.
Why was this the right fight for you, Teo?
The best fight in the best. And I think that since, after performance by Crawford against Canelo, you see that type of fight and the magnitude it brings, you want to emulate.
Shakur Stevenson commented on Teofimo Lopez's recent training clips, saying that although Lopez shows a lot of movement, the real focus should be on which fighter is landing the clean, effective punches rather than flash emotion.
I want the judges to pay attention to the actual who's landing what, instead of paying attention to, there's all that.
Now that was good to say, because he started doing that after the uppercut.
Yeah.
That I missed, and all I saw was the dancing. Yeah. And you know what I feel? That he got the best of that situation.
Yes, for sure.
Because I didn't have the eye to catch that uppercut and the little stuff he was doing.
I want the judges to pay attention. Okay, what landed and what?
Stevenson emphasized keeping constant pressure and a fast tempo for the entire bout, with the goal of gradually breaking Lopez down as the fight goes on.
My competitive edge kind of kicked in when I wanted to make this fight. I don't feel like size win fights. I didn't cherry pick. I didn't say, I want to go to 140 and I want to fight a guy that's a tune-up fight or somebody that's going to get me ready for this challenge. I just went up to 140. I said, let me get the Ring Magazine champion. Let's fight that guy. Let's fight the guy that's the guy. Pressure stuff don't mean nothing. As long as I'm like locked in and I'm focused on what I'm supposed to be doing, nothing else matters around me. That 4-weight world champion, it means everything to me. That's me separating myself. A lot of these guys that they claim is the guys nowadays, none of them can say that they are a 4-weight world champion. Honestly, for a minute before Devin went and did it, none of them could say that was really 3-weight world champion. So now for me to go to the 4th and the next level is a different type of thing. And a lot of people got to respect me, because at the end of the day, if they don't respect me, they don't got no choice but to. Whatever I feel like doing that night is what's going to be done. My game plan is my game plan. I'm not going to even tell nobody my game plan. But my game plan going to come out come fight night, and just be myself. Just be myself. Be myself, and everything going to take care of itself. The best version of me can't be beat by none of these fighters. Problem is, he keep going up there and saying that
Shakur Stevenson says he made major improvements during camp and plans to show up faster and more explosive than in his previous fight, believing that increased sharpness will surprise Teofimo Lopez and force adjustments on fight night.
He realized that I'm a lot faster than what he's expecting. That's going to throw him off a lot, because he watched my last fight, and my grandfather was not mad at me. But he got on me in my last fight. He said, you had to slow it down for these to see. And I'm like, yeah, I had to slow it down a little bit. But the style that was in front of me, I kind of like. That's why some people like, he looks slow his last fight. The style that was in front of me, sometimes when people think of speed, they don't understand speed don't mean nothing when it's inaccurate. He got a lot of weaknesses, though. He's a very good fighter, but I do see a lot of weaknesses. He's not going to correct them overnight. It's going to be the same Teo that we done seen.
Stevenson's jump to the 140-pound division is a major step, as it's his first professional fight at this weight, and is widely seen by analysts as his most challenging matchup so far.
Set this fight up, and I honestly did it because I wanted to push myself. I know that Teo is a tremendous fighter. I know he's on an extremely high level. And I feel like, but I know that this should be a tough session, so I'm ready.
Who were some of the other options you had?
Lamar Roach.
That would have been a real good fight, man. But I mean, Teo, he's a bigger name though, so I see why you went with him.
Yeah, bigger name, and also he got the more accolades. He's been undisputed before. He's won belts at 35, won belts at 30, at 40. So he's more accomplished. So I know that would be a better name on my resume.
Yeah, a lot of people saying that this is gonna be a tough fight for you.
I mean, they absolutely right to have their opinion. I already know this guy's good. I done came up in the amateurs with him. I chose this.
Lopez has questioned Stevenson's power at the higher weight, but has praised his technical ability, calling him a skilled and intelligent fighter who can still pose a challenge despite the size gap.
Think of Shakur, his style.
Great fighter. Good fighter. He knows how to fight. He knows how to box inside, outside. He knows how to use his lateral movement. So I think that all those things I need in order to enhance my skill sets and also to challenge myself, because we can't say we are the best if we don't see it or look for it or even go out there and test it.
You've been critical of him, though, over recent months. Like you said, he had the power of a 6-year-old at one point on social media. You did, yeah. You had a lot of tweets over there.
I don't even remember. Dang. I don't even know what I'd be doing.
But you seem to believe that 140 may be a bridge too far for him, a step too far for him.
Shakur was honestly the most flawless from 123 all the way down to. Since then, he's had his shares of victories. I think 135 was his top tier. 140.
Lopez says his focus is on pushing himself and continuing to refine his skills, driven by discipline and purpose rather than simple motivation, and fighting to move his life and career forward, not just to make a statement.
It's a difference. I'm determined. No motivation. Got my family. Peoples are good. I'm wealthy, healthy. Health is wealth. Determined for more. Determined for a betterment of my life.
Despite the heated rivalry, Teofimo Lopez has brushed aside any personal animosity, saying the fight is strictly about professional competition, not friendships or grudges.
Earlier in the show, we discussed a quote from Terrence Crawford, who's been training with Shakur Stevenson. Obviously, they're good friends, and he said that, quote unquote, Shakur is going to beat the F out of Teofimo Lopez. I'm just quoting you there. Teo, we know that you've had your problems with Crawford too. You guys got into it a couple of times last year, yelling at each other. Is there a little extra oomph for you in this fight, knowing that Crawford is in Shakur's corner?
No, not at all. Define the odds, man. Everybody be on that side. I think that they all have like some sort of group plan amongst each other. Even with Keyshawn Davis, they all think that they're going to conquer boxing as friends. I don't think there's friends in this sport. I think Malik Scott would also agree to me on that part. I don't think this should be friends. This is a fight business. This is not about, hey, I want you to conquer this division, I'll conquer that division, we'll all be friends and we'll be champions. This is not the Klitschko brothers era.
At the same time, Shakur Stevenson has suggested there's underlying friction between himself and Teofimo Lopez, stemming from what he believes is jealousy. This tension appears tied to remarks Lopez previously made about ESPN's fighter promotion. Stevenson took those comments as an expression of resentment toward the attention and platform ESPN provides to black fighters like him. Lopez had once remarked that if ESPN preferred black fighters, they were free to have them, a statement he later framed as frustration over feeling overlooked by the network and promoters despite his achievements. The comment triggered widespread criticism and fueled debate about his intentions and state of mind.
But it seemed like to me, just from the outside looking in, that he was pushed ahead of you. He was getting the fights that you were calling for Loma. He got Loma.
Yeah.
You wanted other guys. He was getting other guys. Did you see him as a future foe? Because at one point you were 2 divisions ahead of him.
I think that everything just plays out the way it does, and eventually we was gonna end up meeting up with each other eventually. I think that that's how it works, right? When 2 greats collide, you're bound to see a great fight. So I never seen any jealousy in my part with him. I mean, for crying out loud, he fought for Team USA, he got a silver medal. And,
not during them times though,
and
bro.
the whole thing
not
was
during them times.
pushed.
I'm speaking on the times where I felt like you had a push start. You got the you used to be ahead of me far as like, you was the code on Terrence Crawford card. I was underneath. Then you got the opportunity to fight with Lomachenko. And after that, I felt like I kind of got pushed more than you, and you felt some type of way about the way that I was pushed more than you when it came down to ESPN. I remember you saying a little comment with the ESPN only like black fighters and all that kind of stuff. And when you said that, I kind of felt like it was a shot at me. So
the hell? That's where we're going. ESPN only likes black fighters. I don't remember that. But all right, let's take it there then. Shit, what we saying, Tio? They only watching the black fighters over at ESPN?
I felt like it was a little bit of jealousy.
No, I just didn't give enough. That's all.
Cool.
Just didn't give enough about it all.
Yeah, but when you said in the
ended
comments,
up-
you said something there. It was something you said at that time. That was something. It was the way you felt, right?
Nah, I just pushed the movement that I felt like we was taking over as we are now.
Like I said, I think you're the truth. I know I'm the truth. And
Shakur Stevenson has consistently emphasized that he's interested in tough competition, not comfortable matchups. That philosophy has guided his career and is a major reason he's targeting a fight with Teofimo Lopez. Stevenson views Lopez as a serious challenge, one that would test his abilities and help solidify his status among boxing's top fighters. The appeal isn't about attention or hype, but about measuring himself against proven talent and seeing how far he can push his own limits.
Mistakes. I think I'm going to capitalize off those mistakes.
But, bro, what is it about you that has you, looking at a fighter that you know is the truth and then saying, I want to fight him? It seems like it should be normal if you're a fighter, right? But that stuff is dying off in the game right now. And I feel like you one of the last of the dying breed that actually want real challenges.
Yeah, I'm competitive, bro. So it's like, I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Tio his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy. Like, he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. And I thought it was cool. So it kind of made me want to get in a ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
Your last fight was against William Zepeda in July, and you fought a totally different way. It wasn't the easiest way or the best way.
He has been open about his competitive nature and his desire to face opponents who force him to stay disciplined and adjust on the fly. That mindset reflects a constant push to improve every time he enters the ring. Stevenson's confidence, combined with his commitment to growth over comfort, drives his training and keeps him mentally sharp for high-level tests like a potential bout with Lopez.
Vision at that time and then the one above you, but it's in a message to the fans. But I think it also did something for you to prove to yourself that, man, listen, that wasn't like my best performance, but I showed you I can get it out the mud. What did that performance kind of do for you now that you look back at it?
Honestly, I think like styles-wise, I think that Zepeda's style is the style that's supposed to give me the most trouble. Like, guys that box and give me time to think is the guys that's going to have a fit with me all night. But the guys who press me and put me against some ropes and throw a million punches, that's the style that's supposed to give me trouble. So I went out there and I prevailed against that style, and now I'm fighting against a boxer, which for me, it just makes it more fun. I don't have to deal with a guy that's trying to like wear me down so much.
Right.
So now I gotta play chess. I gotta do what I do best, play chess. So
in a potential Stevenson-Lopez showdown, the true X factors are the elements most likely to determine the outcome. For Shakur Stevenson, range management and his jab stand out as essential tools. Fighting from a southpaw stance, Stevenson is highly effective at controlling distance through sharp footwork and quick, probing jabs that break an opponent's rhythm and set the tempo. This approach helps keep pressure fighters like Lopez at bay, limits exposure to power shots, and opens opportunities to land clean combinations, particularly to the body, an area Malik Scott has highlighted as one of Stevenson's strengths. On the other side, Teofimo Lopez's fight-changing power and his ability to trap opponents are key advantages. By cutting off the ring with sudden angles and decisive forward steps, Lopez can disrupt Stevenson's movement and force exchanges at close range, where his explosiveness becomes most dangerous.
The X factor for both in this fight?
The X factor for Shakur, to me, is distance, which he's very good at doing, especially with his feet. Him and Usyk, they both are very good
Probing with the jab too,
Yes,
right?
probing with the jab, keeping the distance, making short steps going back. They really don't overcommit. And with Teo, I think it's going to be, I think like in Teo last fights, I don't know the last time we've seen a Teo big knockout how we used to see, especially since he moved up in the weight class. But I think this is a fight where he should go back to depending on that, not just going so powerful, but he should just pick his shots. He should punch a lot where Shakur is going to be at and not where he.
If he's able to do that consistently, Lopez can put Stevenson under sustained pressure with fast, powerful combinations and swing momentum his way. The clash of these opposing styles is what makes the matchup so strategically intriguing and difficult to predict.
Off the ring, and to me, he really should work on not overcommitting, because overcommitting with the likes of Shakur, with the likes of Usyk, they make you pay when you overcommit, and I'm sure Shakur is dependent on that. So Teo should throw a monkey wrench in those plans and make sure he's keeping his chin behind his front knee, making sure he's keeping his lead hand up, especially going against a southpaw, because like I said, his lead hand down makes him closer to Shakur's jab. So we'll see. These things is easier said than done inside the ring, but like I said, it's a great fight and I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there.
If the Shakur that showed up for Cepeda fights that way against Teo, what happens?
Well, take the Cepeda fight, right?
Yeah.
But don't have Shakur as much in the corner. I think Shakur wins easily. I just don't trust Shakur on the ropes, stuck in the corner against Teo. Against other fighters, I could get why he would do that, but against Teo punch selections is a lot better than any fighter that Shakur has ever fought.
Teofimo Lopez, echoing the views of several boxing analysts, has pointed to what he believes is Shakur Stevenson's main weakness. In their view, Stevenson sometimes places a higher priority on defense than offense, relying heavily on avoidance rather than sustained engagement, especially when his jab is taken away. While Stevenson's defensive approach is effective for managing range, it can also give the impression that he's reluctant to exchange at close range, particularly against opponents with serious power. Lopez has openly argued that Stevenson is more concerned with staying untouched than committing to physical exchanges, a tendency he believes can limit Stevenson's effectiveness against punches. By applying steady pressure and timing Stevenson's more deliberate offense, Lopez hopes to force him into situations where his usual defensive strengths don't carry the same impact. The strategy is to crowd his space, restrict his movement, and exploit moments when Stevenson plays it safe, turning caution into a potential weakness rather than an advantage.
Period. These two are the best in the world at a young age, prime of both of their careers. This is what boxing needs. This is what we want more from boxing. So the fight we know is going to be fireworks, but what's the buildup going to be like? What's the thing that's going to make us tune in on fight night? For Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, it was the rivalry and the chaos surrounding. For Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, it was undisputed at heavyweight. What's it going to be for this one? Yes, championships are on the line. Yes, it's one of the best fights you can make in boxing. Yes, it's going to be a display of the sweet science, but what else? Is there anything personal? Is there anything that we're going to see come out in these?
When the topic of knockout power comes up, Teofimo Lopez makes it clear that his mindset is based on control and discipline, not chasing a dramatic finish. He's pointed out that hunting for a knockout can often backfire in boxing, creating openings and throwing a fighter out of position. Instead, Lopez stresses the value of setting a steady pace early, taking command of the fight, and gradually breaking an opponent down. By maintaining pressure and controlling the rhythm, he believes the openings will come naturally. Lopez has also raised questions about how Shakur Stevenson will handle a full 12-round bout at 140 pounds, since it would be Stevenson's debut at that weight. In his view, the added size, physical demands, and constant pressure could become a significant challenge as the fight moves into the later rounds.
135,
yes, in comparison. Are you training for a knockout? Are you training to do something to not just beat Shakur, but to beat him in grand fashion? And when I say grand fashion, I mean going for the knockout.
Well, I think that the whole thing is the Bible of boxing really is that if you look for the knockout, you won't get it. You know, I think really it's just all about setting a good pace early in the beginning rounds and then going from there, setting that tone. I think that I don't see him going those 12 rounds. This is his first time moving up to 140. A lot of these guys can say a lot of things about me not knocking them out or whatnot, but they don't come and try to fight me after they feel this power. So it's for a reason. It carries. It does.
Ryan Garcia has publicly backed Shakur Stevenson to come out on top against Teofimo Lopez, citing a stylistic matchup that he believes strongly favors Stevenson. According to Garcia, Lopez tends to struggle against opponents who control distance and force him to pursue the action, an area where Stevenson excels. With his high-level footwork, ring IQ, and disciplined approach, Stevenson fits that profile perfectly. Garcia views Lopez as more of a natural counterpuncher than a relentless pressure fighter, which could leave him stuck reacting rather than leading. That dynamic, he argues, plays directly into Stevenson's strengths. By staying on the outside, making Lopez miss, and landing clean, efficient shots, Stevenson would be able to dictate both pace and range. Garcia doesn't see Lopez generating enough sustained defense to win either on the scorecards or by stoppage, which is why he believes Stevenson controls the fight and secures the victory while keeping Lopez uncomfortable throughout.
Boxing guys in this thing.
Yo, who you got, Shakur or Teo?
I got Shakur Stevenson beat him.
You got Shakur? You don't think Teo's gonna win?
Nah, bro. Nah.
Damn, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I got Teo too, bro.
You guys got Teo? How much you guys want to bet, bro?
Yeah, I got Teo.
How much you guys want to bet anytime?
Bet, bro. I don't got money compared to you.
Nah, I'll bet. Hey, I'll bet in your tax bracket, bro.
100. Let's do 100.
I'll bet 100, bro. Let's
bet 100.
Yeah, let's do it.
Rolando Rolly Romero highlights the similarities in their paths, pointing to their experience as top-level amateurs and Olympians who successfully transitioned into elite professionals. He believes their comparable skill sets and accomplishments set the stage for a compelling matchup. With both fighters bringing a balance of offense and defense, Romero stresses the level of talent involved and suggests fans should expect a high-quality, competitive, and entertaining fight, not a one-sided affair.
Yeah. I think it's a great fight. You'll really see, because at the end of it, they're both Olympians. They're both multi-division world champions. Teo is an incredible fighter, and Shakur is an incredible fighter. Shakur has a really high boxing IQ and a very. Shakur's coming out with. I'm telling you, it's got to be a good fight. I like to see it.
Now it's your turn. Who do you think comes out on top in this matchup, Lopez or Stevenson? Share your predictions and thoughts in the comments.